where you gain precious tips for easily ignite your full spectrum wealthy life. Join us every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific with your friends and families because we all want and deserve to be happy, healthy, and have peace of mind. This podcast is done with G100 Global Networking and powered by Anchor FM by Spotify. Anchor FM is this super awesome free podcast made easy platform. And for this week, we are so honored and thrilled to welcome Nancy. Nancy, would you care to share with us what is it that you do?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking, and thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Well, I teach a vibrational practice to be trauma informed so that you can heal the negative past experiences, either from your childhood or something that may have happened in adulthood. Because whatever happens might be inevitable, but the struggle is optional.
That is so beautiful. Whatever happens, but the struggle is optional. So what brings you to do this work? Did you kind of like, grow up and you're like, yeah, this is what I want to do, which is will be rather peculiar, I would say. But what brings you to do this work, to help people in this way?
Well, it's interesting because actually I have known that this is what I want to do since I was 14 years old. When I was 14 years old, a woman came to our school and was doing a presentation in the auditorium, and her message was to keep people off drugs. But I was sitting in the bleachers and I was in awe. I was like, I cannot believe this woman is sharing such personal information, so many degrading secrets. And my 14-year-old self, I was jumping up and down inside my head, and I'm like, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I want to share a message that empowers and inspires others. And then, of course, immediately my child mind said, who are you kidding? You don't have anything to talk about. Who would want to listen to you? And besides that, you can't talk about anything that's going on in your life, because I grew up in a house of secrets. We learn to keep secrets. And my childhood was full of mental abuse, physical abuse. It escalated to sexual abuse by the age of 12. And so my journey was trying to stay safe and trying to figure out why did this happen? And of course, we take those experiences and the feelings and emotions attached to them with us into adulthood. So as I learned to heal and let go of the struggle, I realized that this is something I could teach to others. And I just can't think of anything that's more worthwhile than teaching someone how to let go of the struggle, because peace of mind, it's the most rewarding experience, in my opinion.
That is so beautiful. So it's something that calls you since you were 14, and then you are able to turn your experience into some things that's really benefit other people in this particular case. Now, I know, I happen to know that you are a sensei, you are a physical, a martial arts master. And do you say that that's a necessary to be able to reach peace of mind? Is that something that because of that you're able to have peace of mind, or we don't have to all be running to the martial art studio nearby?
Well, it was definitely my path, because when you're raised with violence, violence seems to be the answer, right? If someone is beating up on you, you want to figure out a way to defend yourself or maybe beat up on them. And this is why often abusive parents often raise children to go on to be abusive parents, because we don't learn to break the cycle. And so for me, it wasn't about wanting to fight. It was really wanting to defend myself, and should the need be, to be able to fight back. And fortunately, I chose a path, which is martial arts, that not only inspires, motivates, and teaches through the physical, but also through the mental. Because once you can pass the physical reasons for why you're there, now the mental, the spiritual, the understanding of who you are and the knowing that our most powerful weapon is our mind.
Wow, that is so beautiful. This is it just so much rich message in that just one excerpt that you just share with us, because that is very true. A lot of time, we have, like, it's kind of like if somebody hit you, the first thing you want to do is like, are you kidding? You hit me once, someone hit you twice, kind of situations, right?
Yeah.
And to be able to go beyond that, and to discover that and that's when you reach the true peace of mind, is not by, yes, of course we want to defend ourselves, and for anyone listening, if anybody physically or abusive to you in any manner, that this is not a message, so you stay in it, but to have the understanding that it is not the fighting back that will allow you the peace of mind, but it is something that's sounds like how you use more your mind and kind of like your insight, so to say, to be able to do so.
And I recently had a woman reach out to me and she said, I'm feeling unsafe in my marriage. I'm going through a divorce and I'm feeling unsafe. Would you suggest that I learn self-defense? And my answer to her was, first understand why you are in the situation and you are attracting the negative experiences that you're experiencing. Because again, when you understand the mindset, when you understand the energy that you're putting out there, everything that we put out there, it's law of attraction. And what we think about, we bring about. So if we're constantly thinking about, I don't want to be hit, I don't want to be hit, I don't want to be victimized, I don't want to be victimized, you're holding on to that energy of being victimized or being traumatized. And if anyone wants any help with that, please visit my website and look up the resources page. There are plenty of opportunities for you to reach out and be helped on that.
Super, that is so awesome that you, if you don't want to be victimized. Now, one questions that I want to ask, that you mentioned, sounds like, it's kind of like many people hear about this law of attraction, so to say, and so some people, I've known people who says, you know what, I mean, so you are saying that it's my fault that I was or am abused?
That's a really powerful distinction. And I'm really glad that you asked that question, because I remember I used to ask my teachers when I was first learning about the law of attraction. And, we're taught that if someone victimizes you, it's something they chose to do. It's not your fault. However, we also want to ask ourselves, how did what happened make me feel? Because how you feel about the experience is the vibration that you're putting out to the universe. So if you're continually regurgitating those feelings, whatever they are, shame, guilt, victimized, whatever those feelings are, you're holding on to that energy in your body and you're putting that energy out there. And like attracts like. This is why it's so important to be able to understand law of attraction. So instead of having law of attraction just, taking you wherever because you don't know, learn to work with it, understand the energy that you're putting out there and how you can shift that. And when you can change your mindset and change your energy, it changes everything, because now you're no longer feeling like a victim. You're no longer feeling scared. You're no longer feeling like doom and gloom. And as you step out of those feelings and you turn it around, now you're starting to attract the more positive. So it's all about where you're putting your attention, your energy, your focus. Of course, being victimized does not make you a victim, not at all. But it's difficult when someone forces something on you not to, almost impossible, not to take a look and say, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong? We doubt ourselves because most of us weren't taught about energy and law of attraction and understanding that what you think about, you bring about. So if you are doubting yourself, if you're saying, what did I do wrong? You know, should I have zigged instead of zagged? You know, what was I in the wrong place at the wrong time? If you're constantly doubting yourself and judging yourself, imagine the feelings and emotions that you are holding on to. And this is where you struggle. And this is where struggle is an option. We can let go of this. We can heal from this.
That is so beautiful, that to hear that, first of all, it's not that it's make it your fault that you are being abused or was abused, but at the same time you have the choice. I think I put a post on that not too long ago. You have the choice on what things happen, like you say, but then what you have the choice on what you want to do with that. And that include the choice of going through a journey, as you say, to heal. And you have a beautiful post on your Facebook page just last week about being able to heal and having completions on somebody who's been an abusive person in your life, and that was such an amazing how, as the person passed, you feel completion and peace. That is quite something. So that is quite that's really, really great. How do people connect with you? How do if they want to see this post about being able to complete? Do you care about mentioning that really quick for our audience?
About being complete, well, it was the post you're referring to is a post that I put on social media the day that my father died. And I talked about how others knew him and how we knew him, my siblings and I. And when you are raised in an environment of violence, of course, children can't fight back. Children don't know. And so it was a journey of, what did I do wrong? I should be a better kid. I need to be better. I need to be whatever. And it was constantly trying to not be punished, that feeling of I'm going to be punished. I'm going to be punished. And this is what my body was holding on to. And as I learned to release, let go, heal, and then turn around and teach it to others, I found myself in a position of just having such amazing peace of mind. So the day that my father died, and my father and I, we were estranged, not because I was holding on to anything negative, but because it was his choice to live the life that he wanted to live. And then I can choose, well, am I constantly going to try to prove myself or to punish him? Or because whatever we try to do to someone else, we're really doing to ourselves when you understand law of attraction. So when you're putting that negative energy out there, like, I want you to suffer, well, we're pushing it back on ourselves. So the day that he died, what I felt more than anything was complete. And because I feel so complete, it was this enormous feeling of, I want to keep using the word complete, completion based on my karmic journey with my father. And because of that, I am able to let him go and just feel the love and light and have him return to the love and light, because that is what he is as well. And we're all here to work out our karmic journeys with each other. We're all in each other's lives to teach each other something. And when we can stop judging others and start asking ourselves, okay, where am I letting go of my power in this? And in answer to your question, if anyone wants to know more about me or my work, you can visit me at masteringyourbeliefs.com. And everything that you want to know is there. And I highly recommend you get the free download, look around, look at the resources page, whatever's calling to you. Because if this video was called to your awareness, there's a reason for it. Again, law of attraction. You're putting something out there. You're asking the universe, I want an answer to something. And this video came into your awareness for a reason. And likewise, if you choose to visit my website, that came into your awareness for a reason. Everything is here to support us if we will allow it.
I love that. Everything here, and it's possible to heal and feel such a beautiful completions that allow you to be completely free, even after from what you said earlier, such a childhood experience. Because sometimes people's like, this happened when I was a kid, and some allow it to traumatize them, and like you said, in some other cases it turned them because they're not aware, it turned them into the same type of parents, actually, unfortunately. And so it's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and how people can heal and have a better understanding. It's not about blame, but it's about choice, really, about
Right.
what you choose on what you do with what happened. And that is so beautiful. As we close our time together here, do you have a final message for our audience in creating a joyfully rich life?
I would encourage you to constantly think of two questions. What am I thinking? And what am I feeling about what I'm thinking? Because when you can ask yourself those questions and you really pay attention to what you're thinking, and then you pay attention to how it makes you feel, how are you feeling about what you're thinking, you'll start to see why you make the choices that you make, and you can be your more empowered self.
That's awesome. So that's really great questions. And actually, our questions just come to my mind. This is from an interview that you did for me back in the day. But the questions is what makes you fabulous?
What makes me fabulous?
Mm-hmm.
What makes me fabulous? Oh, I love that question. I love my life. I love who I am. I love my journey. I love sharing my journey. I love being empowered. I love being abundant. I love being prosperous. I love sharing these feelings and emotions with others. And I love being in this space of being able to inspire and motivate others, something that I knew was my calling since I was 14 years old. So that makes me very fabulous.
That's make you super fabulous, and I love how your journey is part of the things that make you fabulous, not something that you be to be upset, to be angry, to be ashamed, but it's a whole beautiful pictures of the whole spectrum color. I love that so much. Thank you so much, Nancy. Thank you for sharing your tips today. It's so precious. Thank you so much. And for you, my friends who are listening to this, please share one or two gold nuggets in the comment so we can continue learning and empowering each other. And thank you for joining. Please share this podcast with your friends and family so they too can triumph and have peace of mind. And this is Dr. BirgitteTan, your grief transformation specialist for individual and businesses, founder of the International Childhood Cancer Charity and United States country chair for G100 Global Networking's All Ladies League. My friend, make it a thriving day and a thriving week, and I look forward to see you again next week, same time, same space, and Saturday